Have a crew out. That way we can get a live look at road conditions. Our Paul Wilcoxon is in Williamson County. So Paul, what are you seeing out there?
Good morning, Brooke. Yes, I'm here on Crenshaw Road in Williamson County. And you mentioned some of those signs that are out there. Here's one of them right here, water over the roadway. We're seeing vehicles coming across these roadways here. I'm going to step aside and let our photographer kind of show you what you can see out there. As you can see, the vehicles are driving over these roadways. The water has kind of spilled over the road as well, too. When I was getting set up, our photog, Tyler, he was telling me that there was actually almost an accident here. One of the cars they were driving through here just drove way too fast and almost rear-ended somebody. We actually also saw one car pull up and decide, you know what, I'm not going to drive over this as well too. So you can see that water is just rapidly flowing over the roadways. We've seen heavy traffic on Crenshaw Road here as usual. If you drive this road usually between Heron and Marion, you're on this road a lot, so you get to see what these roads is like. As you can see, a vehicle right here just moving through as well too. So we're going to continue to cover the flooding in the area. Make sure to download our Storm 3 app to check out how everything is doing. Also on our website, WSILTV.com, we'll have more information later on this evening. Reporting live in Williamson County, Paul Wilcoxon, News 3.
All right, thanks, Paul. Go ahead and stay dry out there. This afternoon, officials in McCracken County declare a state of emergency. A tornado touched down this morning near Fremont. Homes are damaged, power lines are down, and there's debris in roadways. We do have some live coverage. Paul Wilcoxon is on scene. So, Paul, what are you saying?
Good afternoon, Brooke. Yeah, I'm here in Fremont in Kentucky where, like you said, power lines, tree limbs, a lot of the homes are damaged right now. We've come up on the scene and it just kind of really just hit us. We actually, our photographer and I, we actually parked about a half a mile away from this scene and we had to walk up here, and once we saw it, it was just unbelievable what we saw. I'm actually going to move out of the way and let our photog kind of show you what is going on here. We've actually were able to talk to 3 people here on Mayfield Road. It's Old Mayfield Road where this hit, and every one of them had said that they really had no time to get any shelter. It seemed like once they got that notification to take shelter, the tornado was already on the ground. As you can see here, there are trees that have been uplifted on the ground. Power lines are everywhere. We've seen Red Cross is here. The National Guard is also here. We're going to continue to be here and to monitor things. Later on, we'll have more information. Until now, reporting live in Fremont, Paul Wilcoxon, News 3.
Thank you, Paul, and stay safe out there, especially with those downed power lines. And we'll hear more from him in our 4:30 newscast. And of course, we touched down in McCracken County this morning near Fremont. Our Paul Wilcoxon is there getting a live look at damage. Now, he told us National Guard members and the American Red Cross is also there. So, Paul, what can you show us?
Yeah, Brooke, we're here in Fremont, Kentucky, where, like we mentioned earlier before, a tornado has struck this community. We are going around looking at some of the damage. We can look over here on the side. We see trees down, aluminum siding inside of the trees as well. And also this house right here, the roof has been completely torn off of it as well. And we're going to continue to keep walking as our camera guy, he looks at some of the damage around here, these trees. We see roots here from this tree right here has been ripped up as well. So as we said earlier, we talked to some people and they were just very thankful that there was no injuries to to people who are living at their home. I had one gentleman tell me that, hey, things can be replaced, homes can be replaced, windows, those kind of things, those all can be replaced. That seems to really be the sentiment of what people are saying around here that I've talked to as well. And yes, you mentioned it, Brooke, as well. American Red Cross, they've been here surveying the damage, driving up and down these roads here on Old Mayfield Road, where this is at right now. And also National Guard has been here. They have been surveying, helping with the damage as well too. We're going to continue to monitor things and how things are going here in Fremont. Until then, we're reporting live. Back to you in the studios, Brooke.
All right, thanks, Paul, for those updates. And he'll have more coverage in our 5 and 6 p.m. newscast. Now, our region.
It has been a very active day for weather in our area. Officials say a tornado touched down in McCracken County, Kentucky. News 3's Paul Wilcoxon is in Fremont, near where that happened, and we go to him now for a look at the damage it left behind.
Yeah, Mark, here in Fremont, Kentucky, where the cleanup has begun for several hours. You can hear chainsaws in the background of people dissecting their trees that are around their house. If you look at things, not a lot of the homes were damaged. There were some damage, but not significant damage. Most of it is from the trees that have fallen down as well. Right now, what we've got is a lot of power companies. I'm going to step aside here and let our photographer kind of show you what's going on here. As we can see, power companies are now replacing these power line poles here. A lot of these on these streets just completely were broken off and fell onto the roads, making it very hard to travel around here. So as you can see, we have a lot of electrical companies around here. They are looking to replace a lot of these poles as well. But as you can see, a lot of tree limbs in these yards, as we can just continue to pan around to some of these houses. I've talked to one woman just about 10 minutes ago. She was coming here. It was actually her daughter's house. She's surveying the damage of a tree that had fallen on top of her daughter's house as well too. She actually just said they're just recovering from a fire that they had this past December as well too. So, but as you can see, there's been flooding. There has been trees, power lines that are out. People are up on top of their roofs, replacing shingles and different things like that. And again, we talked to several people earlier today, and they're just again happy to be safe. They are happy to get out of it okay. They said that they can replace everything that has been damaged, but they're just happy to be safe. We're going to continue to monitor things here in McCracken County, and we're going to stick around for a little bit and see how things are progress. Until then, we're going to send it back to the studio to you, Mark, live in Fremont, Kentucky. Paul Wilcoxon, News 3.
Good evening, I'm Mark Kiesling. Julie is off this evening. It's been an active day for weather. Officials in McCracken County declared a state of emergency this afternoon after a tornado touched down near Fremont. We've seen homes damaged, power lines down, and there may still be some debris in the road. So if you're traveling in that area tonight, be aware. News 3's Paul Wilcoxon joins us live. And Paul, what are you seeing this evening?
Yeah, Mark, we're here in McCracken County. We've looked around and talked to several people, and I can say right now, people are still stunned about what happened. We've talked to several people earlier today, and they were just amazed at how quickly this happened. I talked to one gentleman, and he said it felt like minutes, but it was probably only about 20 or 30 seconds. This tornado was on the ground. Fortunately for everyone got out pretty safely. No injuries have been reported from we've been able to hear so far. But I got to talk to one gentleman earlier. His name is Daryl Crouch. And as you can see, his house is right here behind me. It's sustained some damage on the roof and the back of the house as well too. But I want to show you something right here as I step aside and let our cameraman focus in. As you can see, all this debris of totes and different Christmas ornaments that are here. I spoke with him earlier today, and he said all this used to be organized, and if you can believe it, there actually used to be a garage right here. A garage used to be in this spot right here, protecting all this stuff right here. And he says, I have no idea where that garage has gone. It could be anywhere out there. As you can see, the debris is everywhere. We talked to Daryl Crouch earlier today. I'll have more with him coming up on News 3 at 10 and with some other people that we spoke to. Until then, reporting in McCracken County, Paul Wilcoxon, News 3.
Thank you, Paul. And we're taking a Officials in McCracken County declared a state of emergency. That's after a tornado touched down this morning near Fremont. That storm damaged homes and brought down power lines. Most of the damage happened on Old Mayfield Road. Emergency workers were quickly on hand, helping with the cleanup. Several trees were ripped from the ground. One man spoke to us about what he saw after the storm.
My son and our two dogs were in the house, so it was just a miracle that nothing happened to them, you know. So, I mean, All this can be replaced. He went in the kitchen, got a bottle of water, and his alarm went off on his phone. Said seat cover right now. He said by the time he went into the bathroom, that's when the stuff come through the wall.
Now residents work to clean up the damage left behind. Many still in shock as to what happened. Others we spoke with said it felt like that tornado was on the ground for minutes, but in reality, it was probably more like seconds.
Me and my wife were actually trying to get home. We were at a doctor's appointment, and then of course the tornado warning come over, and my daughter and son were here. As soon as the tornado warning come over, that was when it hit, and they didn't know what to do. So the only thing they could do, they couldn't get to the storm shelter, so they made it to the bathroom.
The National Weather Service is still assessing damage to that area. Because of today's